Well, a potential bombshell for the Obama campaign just days before the election. Barack Obama on videotape toasting a man who has made hateful comments about Israel, paying tribute to him, in fact. Dr. Rashid Khalidi is a former spokesman for the PLO. At least that's the charge. He's denied it. He's called the Jewish state destructive and racist. So what exactly did Obama say when paying tribute to this man, and why was he doing that in the first place? The LA Times has the videotape, but will not release it. The paper says it is protecting a source. But the McCain campaign is now crying foul, demanding the tape's release. Seton Motley of the Media Research Center joins me now for more. Hi, Seton.
Hey, how are you, Megan?
I'm doing well, thanks. All right, I just want to get this out. We've been looking into this story for the past couple of days. We had our booker, Eldad Yaron, call the LA Times on Monday to find out why they were not releasing the tape. This is what they told us on Monday. Let's get the quote up there. They say, yes, there is a tape. The Times obtained it and published a story 6 months ago, which is available online. The story speaks for itself. Period. Okay, that's from the Executive Director of Communications for the LA Times. She says nothing about a promise to a source to keep the tape confidential. However, today, after this thing hits the public airwaves, after the McCain campaign comes out swinging, now suddenly they say it's all based on a promise to a source. Seton, I ask you, do you see a red flag here?
Most certainly. Look, we're not asking them to reveal the source. We're asking them to release the tape. If there's any part of the tape that reveals who the source is, you can certainly edit that portion out, like you redact something on a classified document. But the fact of the matter is this whole tape can't be a revealing of the source. There's plenty of information on there that should be released. If the tables were reversed, if McCain was at a Klan rally or something of that nature, you can bet the LA Times will be releasing it. This is just another incident in a long line of the media omitting things that could be potentially damaging to Obama during the coverage of this campaign.
But see, the LA Times says it is not that they promised confidentiality of the identity of the source, which they may also have done. They say the tape was provided to us by a confidential source who did so on the condition that we not release the tape. So they promised the source they would not release the tape. Does that change your analysis?
Only so. I mean, why would you give the tape to a media outlet if you don't want it publicized? Clearly there was an agenda behind whomever the source was giving it to the LA Times. They wanted it out, they wanted it discussed, but apparently along these shaved, minute lines. And the fact of the matter is no, they're not going to reveal the source if they reveal the tape. If they can release the tape without the source being implicated, I think it's their obligation to do so as a news entity.
There's no question that the LA Times leans left. It's endorsed Barack Obama. Do you have any doubt that they would be releasing this, as you said, if it were John McCain? In other words, Seton, I can't imagine the outcry if Fox News had a tape of John McCain at a similar event and we were holding it back. The outcry we would see in the media and in the public claiming that we were protecting John McCain. Where is that outcry here?
Well, Bill Burton for the Obama campaign has had a field day accusing you of doing things you haven't even done. So if you were actually withholding a videotape of John McCain doing something at least questionable, certainly questionable now, we don't know what it actually entails, I can guarantee you that Bill Burton would be on your airwaves linking you to Drudge and the McCain campaign again.
But let me ask you this, Seton, because the LA Times, to its credit, reported on this incident. They didn't just sweep this thing under the rug. If they really wanted to protect Barack Obama, they never had to publish this story back in April of 2008, but they did. And in their article, they talk in detail about how Obama lavished praise on the guest of honor, and they go on and talk about, what was going on at this event. So does it make sense to conclude that the LA Times is trying to protect Barack Obama?
Well, look, you have a guy on the verge of potentially being elected the President of the United States. He attended an event that is, again, at the very least, questionable in its nature for a questionable character that has been a longtime friend of Barack Obama. I believe he actually has babysat the Obama children, the daughters. So to say that this is not newsworthy, and to say that under separate circumstances, under different circumstances, again, with this McCain, they would hold on to this tape and say there's no need to release this, is highly suspect, to say the least, and it makes you wonder. Again, this is a long line of omission. Ayers, Jeremiah Wright, Tony Rezko, all these associates of Barack Obama that have not been reported on to any great degree. This just falls right in line with all of that.
Seton, how explosive could this tape be? There is a report that one young Palestinian American recited a poem accusing the Israeli government of terrorism and saying if Palestinians cannot secure their own land, then you will never see a day of peace. And now, if you've got comments like that, and the next potential president of the United States sitting there not objecting, not saying anything, how devastating could that be?
Well, there are other relationships that Barack Obama has had that would lead one to think that he has thoughts along this line. He was a friend of Edward Said when he was at Columbia. And Edward Said is the late professor from Columbia and also a very anti-Israeli radical himself. So you wonder if this is what's gotten out about the tape. It certainly leads the average person to want to say, I'd like to see it all. What are we not hearing from the tape?
It is strange to have a source provide you the tape, allow you to report in detail on the tape, but then tell you not to air the tape. It will be interesting to see what, if anything, that source does over the next 6 days. But Seton Motley, we appreciate you being here.